Hey everybody, I'm Joey and today we're making that holiday favorite, prime rib. And man, does this smell good. So follow me and let's turn up the tasty. The holidays are just around the corner, and if you're like me, you want to serve your guests something that's, well, it's kind of simple but really delicious, and that's where the prime rib comes into play. Now, I broke this down in another video we published talking about the prime rib and what it is, but simply put, it's a bunch of ribeyes side by side, or really the ribeye before it's sliced away from the roast. So here we have a smaller roast. This is about 3 or 4 pounds. It's actually left over from another big cook I did. This standing rib roast, also known as the prime rib, is a very large roast, about 15, 18 pounds, somewhere in there. And it is really simple and truly a decadent dish. So let's go ahead and dig in. The first thing I want to point out is it has been tied up. You can buy these boneless or bone in. This one is bone in. And actually what I've done is I asked the butcher to separate the meat from the bone. And you'll see that right here. So we had to tie it up to keep it together. Now, why would I do that? Well, simply put, when this is done cooking, I'll be able to remove it from the bones and just slice right into it. If it's left on the bone while it's cooking, no problem, but you're gonna have to kind of carve down below. So this is a way to just make it really simple. Now, you might be wondering, hey Joey, why not just buy the thing without the bones in it? Well, it's because there's some really excellent rib meat here on these bones, and it's a really nice stack. So I like to buy it on the bone, but have that trimmed away, wrapped up. So let's talk about seasoning this thing. Look, it really is a blank canvas for whatever you like. I'm gonna talk about what I'm seasoning it with today, but as I always say, be creative, use what you like, experiment a little bit. The first thing that we have here is about 2.5 tablespoons of Big Tasty steak rub. It's a simple rub we created ourselves, and you can find it on our website. We'll go ahead and pour that in there. Over here, I have about 3 tablespoons of different herbs, thyme, oregano, and rosemary, chopped really thin. This is gonna bring some of those savory elements to the cook. Now, you could also add garlic, but my Big Tasty steak rub already has a lot of garlic in it, so I'm not adding any minced garlic here. Plus, sometimes that stuff can tend to burn as it cooks, so I just use garlic powder. Over here, I have 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour that in. And now that that's in, it's gonna get out this fork right here, and we're just gonna mix this up. And what we really wanna do is just create a paste that we can apply to this roast. Look, if you're cooking a bigger roast, go ahead and adjust these measurements so that you can season the entire exterior of this roast. It's gonna be really hard to over season. Why? Because it's a really big cut of meat. Just look at this thing. Look at it, would you? It's a big cut and most of it's right inside. Where does the seasoning go? Well, around the exterior. So you're just gonna have the seasoning around here, but you're gonna be cutting that open and all this is gonna be unseasoned. So don't be worried about over seasoning it, be worried about under seasoning it. So now let's get ready to get messy. And so I'm just gonna take this paste right here and go ahead and get it out. Why am I using that fork? Let's just go ahead and rub it on there, get it in there real nice like. Look at that, already getting some great color on there. That's gonna be a great bite right there. This was already tied up before it was scored. It was done by the butcher, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave it as is for now. Now see guys, look, I'm all about authenticity here with you guys. I ran out of seasoning. This thing still needs more seasoning, so I'm gonna go ahead and double the batch. And I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Now let's finish getting this thing seasoned. Like I said earlier, the one thing I need to be worried about is under-seasoning it, not over-seasoning it. So we got a little bit more paste here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that applied. Now I actually even wanna try to get a little bit in that gap that's there. Try to get where that bone was separated from the meat. Now, I don't see much point to seasoning the bottom sides of those bones. You could though, if it's something that you're worried about. All right, now that this is fully seasoned, we're going to get it into a roasting pan and then into the oven. No point in washing my hands, they're still dirty, and I'm going to need it to pick up this roast. And we're gonna go ahead and set it right in there. Now, you'll see I do have it on a wire rack. It's not really necessary with this bone in because that bone is gonna create some space at the bottom. I would definitely use the rack if you're cooking a boneless prime rib, to allow that air to circulate around the roast as it cooks. So now I'm gonna wash these dirty paws and we're gonna get this bad boy in the oven. Okay, as you can see, I have this set just below a rare temperature at 119 degrees. That way when I pull it out, it rises. We should finish the cook around 125, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Why am I using that? Well, ask anyone who cooks, any butcher, any chef. The number one question they get is, what is the right time and internal temperature? Well, the time really depends upon a lot of different factors. Don't cook to time. It's bad because you get something that's much thicker, it could take much longer. So I always use something that gives me an instant read as it cooks. Look, even the best carpenter is not gonna build a great home if he only has a hammer. So make sure that you have the right tools in your kitchen for the job. Now, if you wanna know about what's the right temperature, we make that easy for you right here with our meat temperature guide magnet. And it will tell you the right temperatures for rare, medium, medium well, and God forbid, well done. Look, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that one of my favorite things on long cooks is to go search for conspiracy theories online. Today, we're looking up aliens. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's done. And as I said at the beginning of this video, this smells absolutely incredible. I can't wait to dig right in. Just to recap the process, it took an hour and 25 minutes of total cook time. It was 10 minutes at that 475 degree, and then we kicked it down to 325 degrees Fahrenheit for the remainder of the cook. We took it out, it's been resting for 10 minutes. In that time, we removed the strings. You definitely want to do that so you don't end up with that in your bite. The other thing that we've done is we've just separated the boneless portion from the bones down here. And as you can see, look at all that really incredible snack meat. But now it's time for the moment of truth. Let's go ahead and cut in and see how it looks. So here we can see it's just a little, frankly, more done than I would like. I don't do this cut a whole lot, but I'll tell you what, it's still gonna be great eating. This is I would call like a medium temperature. I would have liked to seen it a little bit closer to a medium rare, but now for the moment of truth, let's just cut off a little piece right here and get a little bite-size. A big fork. It's so tender. It's so flavorful on the outside. You're really tasting that big tasty steak rub come through in each and every bite. It also has just a really flavorful crust on it. Look, if I were gonna do this again, maybe I pull it out at a 115 degree temperature. Maybe I pull it out 5 degrees lower to get closer to our target temperature, no matter what happens with our cooks. You know, we've really taken a spirit of authenticity with you, our audience. Look, we're not perfect. Sometimes things don't come out exactly as how we would like them, and we want to be, again, authentic in our approach there. But I think what happened here is as we were cutting on the exterior, maybe we should have done a cut right down the middle because that has a really nice color. Look, there's very little gray in this thing at all. So I think what we were really seeing here on this first piece just to contrast the inside there. Look at that, so juicy. Get that camera. I mean, look at that. That looks absolutely incredible. Let's contrast that piece with this piece right here. Well, I mean, gosh, I think I need to redo that because this is a medium rare temperature, especially here where it was sitting on the bones, right down here on the bottom. I mean, that even looks almost like, no, that's a medium rare right here on these bones. So again, look at this. Look at that nice color. That looks very nice, very nice. I think I was too hard on myself on the initial review. You look in from where I'm at, you're just looking in and seeing the color and making whatever reaction you can make. But I would be thrilled if any restaurant served this to me. Also, one thing I want to bring your attention to here is that meaty little bone. That's going to be an excellent treat. And why wait? All right, everybody, if you like this video, you know the drill. Go ahead and hit that big thumbs up like button, or even better, subscribe to our channel. Not only do we release a cooking video every single week, but we've been hard at work on some truly exciting content. Our Meet America show. It's a podcast and travel cooking show where we visit experts on location in their restaurant kitchens to share their meaty recipes that you can recreate right in your own home. So follow along as we turn up the tasty, and I'll see you guys soon.